So Brynda, if you could please state your full name and what you currently do for work.
Yeah, so my name is Brynda Mortimer, and currently I run the operations side of the implementation team for Clinic. It's a medical marketing company.
What specifically stood out for you about working with me?
So about 3 years ago is when we met. I think it's been just over 3 years ago. And when I was in that place, I was still very much hadn't broken the mold of how I was raised. I was still carrying a lot of my parents' values and a lot of things and programming, if you will, that I thought I should be. And when I met you, I was opened up to this whole realm of I can be my own person. I can program the things that I want and kind of flip the narrative on myself. I'm not stuck in a bubble, so to speak, as to how I was painted when I was raised. So really what stood out to me when I met you was the freedom to be myself, and that it was okay to be myself, and that I could be loved for being myself.
If you were to describe the coaching containers that we went through, how would you describe them to somebody that maybe has never done any sort of coaching, or maybe has done coaching, but you're like, this is what I experienced throughout the journey together?
My favorite thing about coaching was how it was gradual. And because it was gradual, I was able to open myself up to it a little bit more. So in the beginning, you introduced the entire coaching for it. We went through, if I remember correctly, it was 3 modules, and we went through that a couple of different times, once a year type thing, and gave me a taste of what I will experience and allowed me to open up my mind by baby steps. Because remember, I was stuck in a very programmed, very one narrative state of being. So if it hadn't been gradual and we had just jumped straight into the coaching aspect of it, I would not have been as receptive to it. So that's what stood out to me.
So if you were to take a look at the breakthroughs that you've caused throughout the journey, what are some specific breakthroughs?
The biggest one is the freedom to be myself, and understanding that I don't have to pretend to be anything that I'm not to receive love, and that I am a worthy human being just because I'm a human being. And there's nothing specifically that I have to bring to the table in order to be received and accepted. I can just be myself and be received and accepted.
You can. So good. If you were sitting across the table from somebody and they were sharing with you that they're looking to look for a coach, or they're looking for coaching, but they just don't know how they feel about it, how would you support them in that? Or what would you say to them?
Coaching is like therapy. And if you're gonna work on yourself and you're gonna take that step forward, it's important to have both, in my opinion. Therapy works on things in the past that you might need to heal. Coaching works on where you want to be in the future and helps you formulate those steps and guide you through that journey that you want. So if you choose to work on yourself, it is important that you have both, but the coach is really going to be there to support you in the next steps in the future that you want to create for yourself.
Powerful. What are you specifically excited about moving forward?
So I shared this with you a couple weeks ago, but my favorite thing ever is that I would have never created a vision board 3 years ago. I thought that they were crazy, and the whole idea of manifesting or asking God what you want was crazy, that your destiny and your destination is predefined and it doesn't matter what you ask for. This last year, I sat down on New Year's Eve with my family and we all created vision boards, and I have completed 13 out of the 16 things that I put on there, just because I see them every day and I work towards them every day, subconsciously or not. So what I'm excited about is the fact that that's completed, and this next year I get to challenge myself even harder for things that are completely outside of my realm that I did not think were possible, but continue that level of growth in myself.
Congratulations, 13 out of 16, and you still got a good amount of the year left. You're gonna crush it.
I know, and it's stuff that I didn't think that I had in me. It's stuff like fostering relationships with people. I specifically wrote who I wanted to foster a relationship with, and she's now one of my best friends, and we have a standing appointment once a month to get pedicures. So old me thought that I was okay without friends. Old me thought I was okay without a support group. I decided to change that narrative this year, and it's changed my life. It really has.
So good. So good. Any parting words?
Just that coaching is so important. I don't think a lot of people realize just exactly how much of our parents and how much of the worldly programming that we take with us. And the idea in today's world is that the world is depressing, it's doom and gloom, it's everybody's anxious or bad. Sorry, my phone keeps going off. I silenced it, but anyway, the narrative right now is anxiety, it's depression, it's programming people to be sad. And when you have a coach, you break through that programming, you realize you do not have to be sad. You can change the narrative for yourself, baby step it, that's what I had to do, and it took me some time. But you don't have to be where you are, and a coach is definitely going to help you mold that future for yourself.
So good, Brynda. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.